right to your door, so you can try out an award-winning Nectar mattress in your home today. That's right, sleep on it risk-free for a full year with Nectar's unbeatable 365-night trial. And with our unheard-of forever warranty, you know everything's gonna be all right. Right now, you can save big with 33% off everything and as little as $34 a month in free shipping. But a deal this sweet won't last. Visit NectarSleep.com to get yours today.
Tomorrow on ET, behind the scenes of John Cena's new sequel. Our exclusive look at Vacation Friends 2.
Don't threaten me with a good.
Happening now.
An arrest already made. This man is accused in 2 murders on Monday, just 30 minutes apart in Jourdanton and Pleasanton. Tonight, how investigators found him and what they think the motive was.
It's nice to have a few showers to track on authority radar. We'll get to that in a moment, along with more opportunities for rain and return of triple digits.
This coach is going to be rooting on his teams this weekend. The question is, which team? His unique connection to this weekend's KSAT Pigskin Classic in the Alamo Dome. The news at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, law enforcement in Atascosa County believe they have their man and in the process may have solved 2 murders in 2 different cities.
Courtney Friedman reports it took 4 law enforcement agencies on the case, but in the end, it was a traffic stop that ended in the arrest today.
This piece of surveillance video tipped the scale for investigators. One man standing over another who is kneeling on the ground. Jourdanton police say the man standing is 21-year-old Samuel Ponce. They believe he shot and killed 23-year-old Jorge Arosa at 2 a.m. Monday on Elm Street in Jourdanton. A half hour later, just 6 miles away in Pleasanton, shots rang out again, this time on Mansfield Street. 18-year-old Ross Cruz Jr. was found with multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators began to monitor Ponce as a person of interest.
Our officers were able to do a traffic stop on him, and he was arrested for drug charges and weapons charges that he had on him.
We're confident that that firearm was the firearm used in both of these murders.
Ponce was charged with 2 counts of murder. As for the motive,
it appears that both victims in both cities had histories with drug issues, so there's probably a drug nexus there, but I can't confirm that 100% yet.
They also have a potential getaway driver on their radar.
We've made contact with the driver and we're still working with him to see exactly what his role will be as we continue this investigation.
This was a big joint effort between the Pleasanton and Jourdanton police departments, the Atascosa County Sheriff's Department, and even the Texas Rangers. Ponce is now here at the Atascosa County Jail on a bond of $2 million, which includes both murder charges. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, a man ends up shot this morning and looking for help from security forces at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland. Officers say the man was initially in the 100 block of Rustleaf Drive near Military Drive West, where he was picking up his child. Police tell us there was a disturbance that escalated when the suspect shot the victim and then took off. Someone who was with the victim drove the man to the Luke East Gate at Lackland. A spokesperson with the installation says security forces provided immediate aid and then called San Antonio police. A man taken to the hospital in critical condition. That shooting remains under investigation tonight.
So who's wasting water these days? It's no mystery to the San Antonio water system. It says that too many of us are ignoring the water rules, and as a result, SAWS says its infrastructure is getting stressed out, and the signs of that are all over the place. SAWS says the high demand for outdoor watering is causing record pumping from the water supply, and that's why we're seeing so many water main breaks. In some areas around the city, SAWS water tanks have dropped beyond their normal levels. So, to help remind customers, we are still in stage 2 water restrictions. They are going to be increasing patrols and issuing more citations to customers who are not following the watering rules. So far this year, SAWS has issued close to 6,000 citations.
We have an update now on a closure on I-35 on the south upper level exit near downtown. It's been closed for a while, and officials with TxDOT now say the Brooklyn Avenue exit will reopen, but not until next year. The exit ramp was badly damaged back in early June by a fire underneath I-35. That ramp has been closed ever since. TxDOT says the ramp is still being assessed and evaluated. The damage pretty extensive, and the process of getting it fixed will take some time. They also say commuters should expect work on the Brooklyn Avenue exit will also affect other exit ramps. In fact, overnight, several nearby ramps had to be closed for several hours while crews brought in a concrete barrier. Those areas have since reopened.
A pound of cocaine at the center of a drug bust that the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is still unraveling this afternoon. Both Isaiah Davis and Alexander Gahiola were taken into custody earlier this month after deputies say that they witnessed the men involved in a drug deal. Davis arrested immediately, but deputies say Gahiola ran off. He was caught shortly afterwards carrying a semi-automatic pistol that had armor-piercing bullets, and also 1.1 pounds of cocaine was seized. He was arrested for intent to deliver a controlled substance and evading arrest. Davis also facing charges for intent to deliver a controlled substance and 3 other warrants.
The Cibolo Police Department will welcome a new police chief very soon. After a 6-month national search, the city has chosen Cedric Andres to take that job. Excuse me. He will take over for interim chief John Wells, who filled that position after former chief Brian Huggins was named the executive director of safety and infrastructure. Andres comes to Cibolo from Henderson, Nevada, where he served as police chief. He'll be starting that new position next month.
Going to take you outside to take a look at some of our travel spots over in the city. Right here, you see at I-35 in Splashtown, they've blocked off the side of the road. Appears to be an emergency vehicle of some sort, perhaps one of those water main breaks. We don't know. We're just showing you that the traffic is slowing down as they go around those barricades. 8 Republican presidential candidates getting a rare opportunity tonight to take the stage without the front runner in the room.
Yeah, former President Donald Trump will not be there tonight, paving the way for someone else to win the night. ABC's Rena Roy with what Trump will be doing instead while his competitors debate.
8 presidential hopefuls squaring off tonight in Milwaukee at the first GOP debate. But Republican frontrunner Donald Trump will be a no-show.
Not in the room, but very much not forgotten. The other candidates are going to be hyper-focused on the man who is the frontrunner.
Trump's senior campaign advisor claiming in a statement, Trump has already won this evening's debate because everything is going to be about him. The former president posting on his social media site, saying in lieu of attending, a pre-taped interview with conservative host Tucker Carlson will air at the same time as the debate. Trump rival Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will be front and center on the debate stage. Sources telling ABC he's bracing for attacks and has been preparing for months.
We are not going to stop. We are going to show energy. We're going to show vigor.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will also participate. He used to prep Trump for debates. Christie and DeSantis will be taking on Senator Tim Scott, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and former Vice President Mike Pence.
One of my goals in that debate is for the American people, Republican primary voters, to get to know me in a little bit broader context.
Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, currently third in the polls, also hoping to make his mark, speaking with CNN.
Many people in this country didn't even know who I was 6 months ago, so this is a good opportunity for me to introduce myself to the country.
Along with the others, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum will be stepping onto the national stage. But Burgum's attendance now in question after getting hurt during a game of pickup basketball last night.
We're hopefully going to make the walkthrough this afternoon and then make an assessment and decide then whether he's going to make the debate tonight.
Sources tell ABC Trump will likely be watching tonight. And this comes just one day before he's expected to turn himself into authorities in Georgia on election interference charges. Rena Roy, ABC News, Milwaukee.
And you look at radar, we have a few showers just west of San Antonio right now, even some lightning and thunder with those around Hondo and D'Hanis. We'll have a closer look at some of those in just a little bit, but nothing popping up in or around San Antonio and Bexar County. There's a 10% chance of that happening, though, between now and 10 p.m. Del Rio picked up 2.1 inches total. That was good to see. Leon Springs right now, 97, 99 Floresville. Look at the temperatures on this screen. Something in common, all under 100 again today. Windcrest 95, 95 in Bernie, and near Lavernia we're at 99. Temperatures falling through the 90s this evening. A few stray showers through 10 o'clock, generally west of Highway 281 and west of San Antonio. But there's that 10% chance one or two could pop up locally. There are more opportunities for rain in the 7-day forecast. We'll get to that and the triple digits when they return and how hot it's going to be in just a bit.
Thank you so much, Adam. One of our games in this weekend's KSAT Pigskin Classic is offering a difficult choice for one coach. Who's he going to cheer for? The Uvalde Coyotes or the Jefferson Mustangs.
It is definitely a tough choice for longtime San Antonio coach and educator Daryl Hemphill. He'll be doing the coin toss before the game. RJ Marquez with the special connection Hemphill has with both schools.
Nothing ever prepares you. Sometimes you got to just be ready. Be ready to help.
And that's exactly what Coach Daryl Hemphill did when he was asked to help Uvalde in the days and months after the shooting.
I went down to Uvalde a couple days in May after the shooting, and it changed me. I mean, until you put your feet in somebody else's shoes, it's just a whole different perspective.
Coach Hemp, as he's known, went back in December and took over as principal at Morales Junior High in Uvalde without knowing anyone there.
It was a humbling, rewarding experience. 6 months of going down there and building relationships, establishing trust, getting kids to believe in education again, making teachers believe that they're important.
He used his background as a former NFL player and high school coach to help bring the school together.
I got to know everybody in that school, and I told them every day, you're important. Your value here is great.
Serving as principal was another first in a long line of them for Coach Hemp. He was the first black quarterback at Jefferson High School and first black varsity head football coach at Northside ISD.
That meant a lot, and as I got older, that you pioneered that, and maybe gave some inspiration to others.
Inspiring others is what Coach Hemp aspires to do. After decades in the coaching and teaching game, he wanted to have an impact in Uvalde.
I fell in love with the community. It's a great place to be. It really is. And it's going to take some time, and it's never going to be the same, but it's going to be better.
And you can watch Coach Hemphill do the honorary coin toss before his alma mater, Jefferson, takes on Uvalde right here at the Alamo Dome at 3:30 p.m. for the second annual KSAT Pigskin Classic. RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
What a great story. Thank you, RJ. We are 2 days away from the kickoff of this year's KSAT Pigskin Classic. Tickets are still available. You can scan this QR code on the screen to see all of our ticket options. The first game is this Friday, and then on Saturday, we've got a triple header, all the games in the air conditioning, inside the Alamo Dome.
Lots of excitement, lots of football. You can also do some good at the KSAT Pigskin Classic. Our KSAT community team is going to be there, and they'll be collecting donations for the San Antonio Food Bank during all 4 of those games this weekend. You can scan that code on your screen right now to make a donation, or you can just head to our website to see all of those items that the food bank says they need the most over there at ksat.com.
Still ahead, buying for baby doesn't mean you have to break the bank, but when you shop at consignment stores or accept donations, you need to make sure those items are safe for your baby. We're going to tell you how and what you should look out for.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom, and here's what we're working on for the news at 6 today. Concerns about gun safety, not just in schools, but now on board buses. That's after a gun was fired yesterday on a Seguin ISD bus. No one was hurt, but we'll tell you what this means for a group of school resource officers. Plus, a stolen car slams into a northeast side fence. Ring doorbell video shows the moments after. Hear from a neighbor who says they heard it all. And a Comal County Sheriff's Sergeant fired after failing to tell administration that she had been romantically involved with a subordinate deputy. But KSAT Investigates found the same agency allowed another sergeant to keep his job after he admitted to similar violations of employee fraternization years earlier. An employment attorney tells KSAT the female sergeant's personnel file includes a significant detail that sets these 2 cases apart. She was untruthful when asked if she had talked about her investigation with anyone other than Internal Affairs.
And a court is going to find that despite the fact that they engaged in similar conduct, they will fire her anyways for the untruthfulness.
Coming up today at 6, KSAT examines the twists and turns of both of these investigations. That and more today on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Myra. Let's face it, cute as they are, babies can be very expensive. And that is why parents often look for baby gear at consignment shops or online.
But 12 on your sides, Marilyn Morris reports it can be pretty risky buying cribs and car seats used.
Sarah Peterson is expecting baby boy number 4, so she's getting everything ready.
Luckily, we'd ended up keeping a lot of our things from the other babies. So we have a lot of clothes. We had to get a new changing pad.
Shopping secondhand or accepting hand-me-downs can certainly help with expenses, but one thing you shouldn't skimp on is safety.
While it's illegal to sell recalled products, including on the secondhand market, people might not be aware of the law, or may not even realize that the product they're selling has been recalled.
It's not uncommon to find recalled infant sleepers and other products. Federal regulators recently sent a letter to Meta asking it to do more to prevent sales of banned or recalled products. And beware of cribs with drop-down sides. They've been linked to dozens of infant deaths and were banned 12 years ago. Even parents planning on using a newer crib need to be careful because it may not be assembled correctly. Then there are used car seats.
Buying used car seats is not a good idea because you won't reliably know a lot about the seat. You won't know the seat's crash history.
If you do go for a used car seat that you know hasn't been in a crash, check the expiration date and check for recalls at recalls.gov. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Take a look outside with live cam. We've got some clouds out there and some people are still getting rain.
Yeah, a few folks still cashing in on some of the rain on the backside of what was Tropical Storm Harold, and another day below 100 degrees. 2 days in a row, actually, below 100 for a change. A few stray showers through, I'd say 10 p.m., and that's mainly west of town. And then a few more rain chances in the days ahead. Don't get too excited, though. These are isolated chances, and we'll show you the forecast in just a bit. They're spread out amongst the 7-day forecast. And it's back to triple digits. We're thinking tomorrow afternoon. Let's get a look at authority radar at the moment, and a little bit of lightning with these thunderstorms off to the west. Some cloud to ground strikes, especially around Hondo and Tarpley. But see these very widely separated downpours. Hey, they're moving pretty quickly, but we'll take whatever we can get out of these downpours. Here's a close look at D'Hanis to Hondo right along Highway 90. Very heavy rainfall and a decent amount of cloud to ground lightning associated with this. Now, some of these showers and storms have actually had a history of dropping a ½ inch to an inch of rain. Let's look specifically here from Sabinal to D'Hanis to Hondo, right along Highway 90, around an inch estimated in the vicinity of Highway 90 here. It depends on if the showers were following each other. Where they were training, that's where we would see the higher accumulation. So, hey, better than nothing. It's good to see that. And here's a big look at the big picture. You see these just last straggler showers here, especially west of 281, between the Rio Grande and 281. And then the bulk of the moisture moving through West Texas last night and earlier today, and now stretching into New Mexico and even drifting into Arizona. This is all the leftover moisture from what was Tropical Storm Harold. So bringing some needed rainfall to parts of West Texas and even drought-stricken New Mexico. Here's the other thing, 96, our high temperature today. Just 1 degree above average. The record 104 set back in 1917. So 2 days in a row, we were under 100. Of course, we had 23 consecutive days of triple digits. That streak ended yesterday. And we'll start a new one, but it's not going to last as long. And notice temperatures right now. Alpine 77 from the showers earlier and clouds now. El Paso 71. Even Albuquerque at 76, but you can see where it's sunny. Dallas 102, even Austin at 101. Port SA, Kelly Field 100 degrees. Stinson on the south side right now at 99. 77 tomorrow morning, 93 at noon. Back to triple digits, 101 the high temperature, a southeasterly wind at 5 to 10. A lot of sunshine tomorrow, but it does look like the clouds will hold tight just a little bit longer, long enough along the Rio Grande to keep your temperatures under 100. So Del Rio 97, Eagle Pass 96, Carrizo Springs and Uvalde 97 for high temperatures, but you get to LaGrange 105 and even Austin up to 104. Downtown San Antonio 101, New Braunfels 101, and Lake Hills 102 tomorrow. By Friday afternoon, an isolated pop-up afternoon thunderstorm, so 20% chance, highly isolated in nature. And then we especially look ahead to Monday and Tuesday of next week, where right now we're giving it a 30% chance because a weak frontal boundary could drop in, enhancing those rain chances just a little bit. Cross your fingers.
Will do. Thank you, Adam.
Something to look forward to. All right, Larry, a Dallas Cowboy making headlines for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, so Sam Williams was arrested Sunday, not long after the team got back from Seattle and their preseason game against the Seahawks coming up. Sam Williams arrested. We'll tell you why. Plus, DeMarvion Overshown. He's out for the season, but you wouldn't know it by his great attitude. Coming up.
I'm ready to attack this recovery and be back.
So there's no disappointment?
At all. None at all. There's another bump in the road. And like I say, I'm ready to share my testimony after I come back from this.
Despite being out for the rest of the season, DeMarvion Overshown has a great attitude in big board sports.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys second-year defensive end Sam Williams was arrested Sunday on charge of possession of a controlled substance and unlawful carrying of a weapon per Frisco police. Under the NFL's personal conduct policy, Williams is subject to a fine or a suspension. The Cowboys are in the process of gathering more information regarding his arrest. And Cowboys rookie linebacker DeMarvion Overshown was lost for the season on Saturday after tearing the ACL on his left knee during this tackle in Seattle. The rook from Texas was having a standout training camp, and he was ready to make an impact. He stayed down on the ground for several minutes after hurting his knee, and at first he didn't believe the injury was serious.
I mean, I walked off. They didn't want me to jog, but I thought I was going to be able to come back and, finish the rest of the game. But, God had other plans. And like I said, I'm still blessed to be here. I'm going to be around just as much as I was if I was playing on the field. I'm definitely going to bring that same energy that I was bringing to the sideline, keep it throughout the locker room. And now I got a different role on the team, and that's bringing the juice. So I'm going to do that.
All right, Marquise Bell is expected to bring the juice because he's considered to be the front runner to take over the role that would have belonged to Overshown this season. During the Houston Texans' 28-3 preseason loss Saturday to Miami, the Dolphins converted 9 of 15 third downs. D'Amico Ryans was asked why Miami converted at such a high rate.
When it comes to third down, it always comes to rush and coverage. So the rush has to improve. It has to be better with the rush, and the coverage has to improve, right? When, we want to play tight coverage, we have to be tight on our guys. We have to make it challenging, make the offense make a tough throw, tough catch, right, to put them on their heels a bit, and we didn't do that. The coverage wasn't tight enough, the rush wasn't good enough, and if we want to play, great on third down and get off the field, right, we have to be tighter on both ends.
Houston will close out the preseason Sunday night at the Saints.
The end of preseason. Time
you
to get ready.
Love it too, don't you?
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Quick look at your evening commute home. A little slow going there at I-10 and Frio as folks try to get out of downtown.
Yes, but look at that temperature. Very nice.
Better sight for you here. Oh, look at Carrizo Springs yesterday. It's nice to see some standing water for a change. 5.25 inches, maybe a little too much of a good thing all at once, but we needed the rain. So Carrizo Springs, congrats on some high accumulations. It'll green up as that all soaks in.
Sight for sore eyes. Thank you. And thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News is next. We'll see you back here for more local news at 6.